That's right. Also, if you come one day to Vienna, please don't hesitate. You're always welcome to my house for Shabbos dinner.
That's so kind. Thank you, Sammy.
You said it right as the meeting went live on Facebook, so now everyone is invited to your house for Shabbos dinner.
EUJS is invited to Vienna officially. Thank you, Sammy.
Yeah, thank you, Sammy.
Cool. Should we rock and roll? What do you guys think?
Yeah, let's start.
Let's do it.
Cool. So big thank you to EUJS. This is like the 10th week we've done this now. It's beyond chazaka. This is what we do now, which is amazing. I was even at a Shabbat dinner last night where someone said this was one of the highlights of Corona for them. It's really, really wonderful to see everybody again. And just in case all of you folks who are watching at home missed it, if you're ever in Vienna, you're welcome to Sammy's for Shabbat. Okay, open invitation. Doesn't matter who you are. We'll flash his address across the screen later on.
We're joking. We're joking.
But Shavua Tov and also Chodesh Tov to everybody. Tonight begins the new month of Sivan. Sivan, which is the month where we receive the Torah. There's a lot to be said about Sivan as a month and about Rosh Chodesh Sivan in general. There's all these great midrashes about what the Jewish people were doing. Actually, tonight we're already at the foot of Mount Sinai. We're already waiting at the foot of Mount Sinai, ready to receive the Torah. We just got some preparations that we have to do. Maybe we have to kosher all of our dishes. It's kind of a disagreement in the Talmud, but we're not going to talk about that. What we're going to talk about is just the idea of the new moon itself. Just the idea of the new moon itself, because in Judaism, we declare the new moon. And this is actually a strange idea to think about, but it used to be back in the days of the temple that two witnesses would come to the temple and testify, I saw tonight the new moon. And there would be a court, and the court would meet, and they would agree, yes, tonight is the new moon. And after that, that's when they would set the calendar. That's when they would decide, okay, tomorrow is the first of the month. Meaning Passover will be on Tuesday rather than Wednesday. Meaning Shavuot will be on Thursday rather than Friday. And they decided the dates of the Jewish holidays based on what the people said. And in fact, that continues to today because we made up the Jewish calendar. The Jewish calendar as it is today was created in the Gaonic period by the Gaonim in the 9th century in Iraq, what's today Iraq, what was then Babylonia. It was made up by them. They just created it. Shabbat, by the way, Shabbat is a schedule from God. 6 days God created the world, and on the 7th day, God rested. But the holidays, when Shavuot occurs, when Pesach occurs, that's decided by us. We have control. But what's interesting is the week, there's no natural occurrence tied to the week. There's nothing related to the week that is in any way connected to our natural world. There is, of course, something in the month connected to our natural world. This idea of the moon. The moon disappears and reappears. It disappears and reappears. And it takes a month. Time is a partnership between us and God. There are some things that are in our control when it comes to time, and some things that are in God's control when it comes to time. And we don't have to go any farther than Corona sites to understand this. There are things about this time that are in our control, and there are things about this time that are completely outside of our control. There is so much we can do to lead the direction of our lives, and yet if this time period has shown us anything, so much of everything about our lives is so far out of beyond our control. And I actually think that's empowering. That's empowering because it means I can do as much as I can do what I need to do, but I can't ever do everything. I can't ever do everything. So in the spirit of marking time, we're gonna transition into marking the time that ends Shabbat. So I encourage all of you to get out your bottles of wine and your sweet smelling spices and your Havdalah candles, or if you're missing Havdalah candles, 2 matches will do. Yeah. And I'll also ask everybody to unmute themselves because let's make it sound a little weird. Let's make it sound a little noisy. Let's make it sound a little cackly. Time isn't supposed to be perfect. Time is supposed to be a struggle. So let's mark this time with our voices struggling together. So we're going to say Havdalah, which is an introductory prayer followed by 4 short blessings, 1 over the wine, 1 over the sweet smelling spices, 1 over the candle, and 1 that separates that which is holy from that which is not holy. Hine el Yeshuati Eftach velo evchad Ki zimrat ya Adonai Va'yehi li Yeshua Ushafte Ma'im besason Imane HaYeshua L'Adonai HaYeshua Birchatech Chasela Adonai Tzevaot Imanu Iskav lanu Elohei Yaakov Selah Adonai Tzevaot Ashrei Adam Boteach Bav Adonai Oshia Melech Yaneinu B'yom Kareinu LaYehudim Ha'atzah Orav Ve'simcha Ve'sason Ve'ika Ken tieh lanu Kos Yeshuot Esau B'Shem Adonai Hayekra Lai lai la 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 lai 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 la 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 lai lai la 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 lai 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 la 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 lai lai la 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 lai 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 la 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 lai 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 la 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 lai 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 la 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 lai Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen borei peri hagafen amen lai lai la 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 lai 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 la 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 lai 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 la 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 lai 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 la 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 lai 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 la la lai 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 la 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 lai 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 la 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 lai Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei minei besamim borei minei besamim amen Lai lai la 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 lai 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 la 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 lai 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 la 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 lai 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 la 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 lai lai la 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 lai 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 la la lai 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 la 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 lai 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 la 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 lai Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Borei meorei ha'esh Borei meorei ha'esh Amen Lai lai la 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 lai 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 la 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 lai 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 la 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 lai 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 Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam המבדיל בין קודש לחול, בין אור לחושך, בין ישראל לעמים, בין יום השביעי לששת ימי המעשה. ברוך אתה אדוני, המבדיל בין קודש לחול. אמן.
שבוע טוב.
שבוע טוב.
חגים טוב.
שבוע טוב.
שבוע טוב.
Hagi Tavach. Thank you so much for EUJS for the continued wonderful partnership. And thank you, Jeremy, for the very inspiring Torah. And yeah, we'll hope to see you again, and I'll turn it back to Mickey.
Yes, I just wanted to thank again Jeremy and Rebecca for every week doing this teaching, so amazing teaching, and I hope to see you all next Saturday after Shavuot.
Sounds good.
Amen.
Yes.
And when all of this is over, you're all coming here for Havdalah.
And then we're all going to Sammy's place to Vienna.
Yeah.
The next weekend at Sammy's in Vienna.
Jeremy, is this an invitation for all of us to come to Berlin as well, or?
Absolutely.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
something-
Yeah. That stands for sure. Chodesh Tov. Have a
Chodesh
wonderful new
Tov.
month.
Chodesh Tov.
Chag Shavuot Sameach, and a good week, a healthy week.
Thank you. Hagi Tavach.
Hagi Tavach.
Hagi Tavach.